Hello friends, myself Ayush Arora and I am your author for this series Ethical Hacking. We are on the second chapter called as Footprinting and Reconnaissance. As in first chapter of Ethical Hacking, I have given you an introduction about what are the hackers, what are the ethical hackers, and what basically their job roles as a security professional if somebody hires you to do the testing of their servers, their product, their websites, their network. So let's move to our technical topics. This is footprinting. So I'm going to show you what basically the footprinting is and what are the informations you have to gather before starting any security testing on any product or system. And what will be your footprinting steps, means how you are going to do the scannings and how you are going to report it. Footprinting is like getting as much as information about your target. So let's say your organization has given you some servers to test their whole security features as they are secured or not. So first of all you have to get all the information about that server, like what are the operating systems are running on it, what is the IP addresses basically of those servers, what are the ports basically open in that servers, and what are the services that are running on those servers. So before starting any security testing process, you first need to get all the information about your target, what basically the target contains, what as much as information you can get about your target, you should first document all of them. So it will help you in your security testing process also, and it will make your work easy. So that blindly you will not scan everything in the system, just those things which is basically important to you to basically test the security testing. So footprinting is just getting all the informations before starting your security testing process. So there are some common tools which security professionals uses to do the footprinting. I'm going to give you some demo on those tools also. So let's say you are doing the security testing for any organization. So what information you want to collect before starting your security testing process? So first of all you need the IP addresses, the IP ranges of those of their servers. You can also go for their public and private blogs to check if any information is there or not, which should not be there, but as a security tester point of view you should check all their public and private blogs so that nobody has posted some internal data on it. They're all security products, what antiviruses, firewalls, IDS, IPS, what are they using. And you have to contact their vendors also, uh, so that they should be latest and upgraded versions. What are the technology your company is using, like wireless networks if they are using. So you have to get all the information about their wireless networks. And if they are using any SSH or VPN, so you should also document those in your report, like what are the VPN configurations are there in their system, and they are totally secure or not. And you also have to identify the vulnerable users from the organizations. So how you will identify the vulnerable users? By using the social engineering. See, every year company do the social engineering campaign uh, to basically find out who are the users who can reveal the informations very easily. So they try to send some spam emails to your account, to your email IDs, and if you click them and provide username and password, so basically you are the vulnerable users. Sometimes we call also to the users and we say we are from the technical department and we want to install some softwares in you, and they easily give us the remote of that. So you have to identify these kind of users in your organization, and you have to educate them about the security policies. So for footprinting, uh, there are some common tools like ping utility is there, nslookup is there. In ping utility you basically check for the alive hosts, means like alive servers which are up and running and which are not up and running. So you document all of them. And nslookup gives you all the DNS information about that server, that their host names and where basically they are located. If you want to search for any person for any organization. So Anywho and Spokeo are the online tools which helps you to get all the information about that user, their email addresses, their phone numbers, their home addresses, their physical location also. And to query a domain and IP, let's say you have a IP addresses or a domain name, and you want all the information about that IP address and domain names, like to whom they are registered and who's the owner of that server. So you can use the smart voice tool. It's a free tool, and it gives you all the information about that server. When you ping any IP in a company, so there will be first of all your local ISP IP, and then the DNS server IP will be there, then the your basically firewall will be there, IDS will be there, and there will be lots of routers from where your ping request is going on to that server. So Path Analyzer Pro is a tool which gives you all these servers IP addresses from where your request has been arrived. There's one more tool called as Email Tracker Pro. So let's say you got email from a company and you want to track all the information about that company. So every email contains a header in it. So Email Tracker Pro, what it do, you need to copy that email header into this tool, and it will track that email, and it will also show you its geographic location also, like from India, from USA, from Germany, from where that email has been basically came, and from what company it has came, and what are the IPs of those basically servers from where it has been routed. So let's say if any HR has sent you an email from a company and you want to track their servers, basically their Exchange server, their Outlook server that they are using. So by Email Tracker Pro, you can trace that email to that HR machine, and it will give you all the information about the servers from where it has came. So by luck, if you are lucky, you can get their email Exchange server IP addresses also. There are some other tools for footprinting. So let's say you want to footprint about any website. You want to get all the information about that website, like what are the scripting languages are running on those websites, on that website, and what are the authentication mechanism they are using behind. Let's say there is any banking website and you log in from to your net banking, and you want to know what script basically it runs in the back end, and what is the authentication mechanism they are using. So Firebug is a tool, or you can say it's an add-on of a Firefox, which analyzes the whole website and your request, and it gives you all the basically model of that website that it is using. So it will give you a lot of information about any website. And if you want to analyze the whole website, so you can also make a copy of the whole website offline to your local hard disk. HTTrack is a tool which basically copies the whole website into your local hard disk, so you can analyze the whole website offline. You do not need to go every time online and navigate to the pages. So it copies the whole website into your network drive. The next tool is the Web Data Extractor. Web Data Extractor, what it does, let's say there is a website and you want to list all the phone numbers that has been given to the website, all the URLs, all the email IDs that has been represented in that website. So you do not need to go into each and every page and copy the contents from it. Web Data Extractor will extract all the useful data from any website, and it will give you a very good basically user interface with all the information it has been collected. As I discussed in the first chapter, the in introduction of ethical hacking, what are the vulnerabilities are and what are the exploits are. So basically, as a security professional, you need to find out all the vulnerabilities in your servers. So to find a new vulnerability, first you need to patch the existing ones. If your server is vulnerable to any basically implementation or any code or any design, so you should first need to patch those vulnerabilities which are existing. So SearchDigity is a project of Google which allows you to scan your whole servers, and it will find out the vulnerabilities in your servers which is already there in their database. So if this tool shows you any vulnerability, so you should need to patch it, and also you need to find out the new vulnerabilities which has not been made public yet. So Search Diggity is a very good project made by Google. So it has lots of features in it, and I will give you a small demo of it, but you can play around, and you can check for a hell lot of features from it. So let's start with our basic utility, which is a ping command, and I will show you how a ping is very helpful in your security testing. So let's say you want to see if a server is alive or not, so you normally ping it. So let's take www.hackthisSite.org, and I will also tell you the Hack This Site is also a very open source project which is developed for the security professionals to test their all if you made any scripts also, so you can test on their servers. So it will not be considered as illegals, because this website has been built for the security professionals only. So let's see, we can ping their server. As you can see, their server is alive. Basic uses of ping to know if a server is alive or not. So if you want to know the frame size of any network, so you can just give the switches -F-L, and if you give the 1500 as a frame size, so it will tell you packet needs to be fragmented, but DF is not set. So you know that 1500 byte cannot be sent to that server. So you should find out what size the network of that organization or that server is accepting. So for that you can check for like 1400. So you see, you can ping it. So the frame size of that network will be somewhere in between 1400 and 1500. As I already find out, the frame size of maximum is 1472, and if you see 1473, it will not ping. So the maximum frame size is 1472, so you can only send the 1472 bytes of data to that server. So this is very basic uses of the ping. You can also check for the time to live, and you can also get the IPs of the routers by using these commands. You can use -I and 3 as a parameter to check the time to live, the TTL of the network. And if you want to get all the IPs of the routers from all the IPs of the routers which are in between your machine and that server, so you can use this parameter -I and 1. Let's move to our next tool, which I'm going to show you, is the nslookup. So nslookup is used for the name resolution of any server. So let's say you know the domain name and you want to know the IP address. So nslookup will query the server and it will give you the IP address of that domain by the domain name. And if you know the IP address and you want to know the domain name, so you can also get the domain name by using the IP. So this basically resolve the naming conventions of your servers. So to do that, you can just type nslookup and it will open it. For interactive mode, you can set type is equals to A, and if you query any server, let's say hackthisSite.org, so as you can see, it has given you the IP address of that website and what are the associated IPs with that server. As you can see, there are 5 IP addresses which are associated with that server. And if you also want to know the canonical name of that server, so you can just type set type is equals to cname, and you can query hackthisSite.org. As you can see, it has given us the DNS request timeout. So if this errors you get, so that means your firewall is blocking for it. So if the firewall is blocking for it, so there are other tools which you can use like nmap to bypass the firewalls and to get this information. So this is just a simple demo what the nslookup is used for. So basically nslookup is used to get the naming conventions of the server, or you can get the IP addresses of the server by using the nslookup. So by using nslookup you can get the DNS records, IP addresses of a machine. You can also change the server responses if you want, if it allows you. You can also get yourself authorization on the DNS servers. So there are some other switches you can use with the nslookup to get yourself authorized. You can find the canonical name, the name server of the domain. You can also get the mail servers for of the domain. So let's say um, you are basically targeting any organization and you know a single IP address of it, and you know like www.xyz.com, and if you want to know the mail server of that organization, so it should be like email.xyz.com or mail.xyz.com. So by querying the DNS you can also find those mail servers and their IPs. So you can find lots of DNS records by using the nslookup. So as a security professional point of view, if you are the administrator of a DNS server, uh, your duty is to not basically, if anybody queries the DNS server, so these kind of information should not be revealed. So there's a feature called a zone transfer feature in the DNS server. So if you're not allowing the zone transfer feature in your DNS server, so if anybody is querying from the outside world, he will not get these kind of information. So these kind of information from a DNS server will you will get if any DNS server is allowing the zone transfer feature in. So lots of times companies allow the zone transfer feature because lots of things basically lots of servers they want to configure in their infrastructure, and lots of users are using it. So if they will not allow zone transfer, lots of functionality will not work of the DNS server. So in this chapter we have learned about how to use a ping utility to get the information uh, about these servers, if they are alive or not, and how to get their frame sizes, like how much bytes of data you can send it to the servers. And you can also get lots of information about any server through nslookup. So that's all for this chapter. I want to just make it as simple, and we will discuss more scanning tools in second part of the footprinting and reconnaissance. Thank you.